Level 0. The scan. You're 16. The scouter is cold against your face. Green light. Someone reads a number you will never be told and writes it in a column next to a code that used to be your name. You don't ask what happens to the people whose numbers come back too low. You watched it happen from the third row. The scouter doesn't measure what you can do. It measures what you're worth to someone who will never learn your name. This is the last moment you are a person before you are a power level. Level 1. Low-class soldier. The assignment comes through in a document 3 lines long. Your strength finally has a number. It earns you a bunk, a ration, a squad. But the first job is clearing a planet for a buyer who is already paid, and you are the clearing. You don't think of it as what it is. You think of it as terrain work. You hold on to it anyway, because it is the last thing that still belongs to you. What they don't tell you about low-class deployment: the dangerous planets don't go to the weak because Frieza is cruel. They go to the low-class because the loss is already written into the budget. You're not being tested. You're being spent. The first planet has a sun the wrong color. By the 5th, you stop noticing the sky. Level 2. Elite Soldier. The mission where it happens. The senior officer panics. You don't. 3 seconds of stillness when the person above you broke. That's all it takes. His name gets filed. Yours gets a new number. For 3 days, being the one who didn't break feels like exactly what you were built for. Then, the promotion comes through as a file update, not a ceremony, and the assignments change. Now, you go to the planets that resist. You survive things that should kill you. You stop asking when it levels off. You are useful until you aren't. That's the whole contract. One night you realize you can't remember the color of the sky on the last planet. Not because it was unremarkable, because the part of you that registered things like that has been quietly rerouted. Your body made that trade without asking. It felt like nothing. That's how you know it was everything. Level 3. Commander. The commander above you doesn't fail a mission. He survives one. Frieza doesn't like the margin. 2 days later, the unit is yours. 1 line in a memo. No speech. The orders come from you now. The higher you climb, the safer you are, and the more dead you carry. Your squad dies in the field. You file the report. Cause of death. Contributing factors. Character limit. So you use the abbreviation. The code for the 3 seconds you watched someone fall and kept moving. And you still have 6 more before morning. From this height, you can see it. Not a military. A ledger. Every planet was committed to a buyer before your ship broke atmosphere. You weren't conquering anything. You were clearing title. The Frieza Force doesn't build an empire. It processes inventory for one. You were never a soldier. You were cost of goods. Every name filed under the abbreviation. The weight doesn't change. It just means something different now. Level 4. Ginyu Force. Captain Ginyu watches you fight for 11 minutes. At the end, you'll do. Your file is updated the next morning. You made it. The most feared squad in the galaxy. Their names carry a pause before them, like the sentence knows to get out of the way. Then you watch them land. They pose. Not a stance, a routine. Coordinated, rehearsed. 5 of the most dangerous beings alive move through choreography while smoke rises from the valley, and Ginyu surveys it with complete composure because for him, nothing is unusual. This is how they arrive. The most feared squad in the galaxy runs formation drills in the mirror. They die doing a pose. The only audience these performances were ever staged for is the one man whose approval is now your survival condition. Frieza doesn't need warriors. He needs spectacle. You climb to the top of his military, and the top is theater. You knew what you were working toward. You just didn't know it would look like this. You stay anyway. Level 5. Inner Circle. Zarbon finds you after a clean operation. He doesn't knock. He says Frieza wants you visible. For one moment, you stand in that corridor, and the whole distance, 16 years old, a scan, a bunk, a planet with the wrong sun, sits in your chest like something earned. Then you understand this is not a compliment. Close enough now to hear when his voice drops a register and the room follows. Survival here has nothing to do with your power level. It's about his mood. Whether the numbers came in clean, whether you're standing on the right side of his attention today. You have killed across a dozen worlds to stand in this room. He calls you by your rank. Everyone inside this empire knows exactly what it is. They did the math and stayed. And the staying became its own kind of answer. You made the same calculation everyone makes inside something that owns you. I am more useful than I am a person, and I will hold that thought for as long as it holds me. Final level. The scouter is still on your face. Green light. Same cold weight it had the day they read your number at 16. The number is much higher now. It was never about the number. This life is not a military. It is one being's comfort zone, and everyone inside it traded something to stay there. Their name, their planet, the version of themselves that used to notice the sky. You know what it is to be useful to something that doesn't know your name. Most people do. If this hits something real, like and subscribe. This channel keeps going because you do. The code is still there, where your name used to be. On quiet nights, you say the old one to yourself just to check. It takes a little longer each time,